I want to share an experience I had yesterday of an example of what I call dad privilege. I definitely think it's real, it exists, and I just want to give you this one example for you to kind of understand what dad privilege is. So, yesterday I went to the grocery store with my kids, and as most moms know, that is generally a challenge. Taking kids anywhere, any store, but the grocery store it's tough. There's so much stuff they want to grab and buy, and it's wonderful that they want to help and that they want to help pick stuff out and whatever. But the challenge for me is, first of all, with two kids, they're always fighting over who's going to get to pick what, and they each want their own of everything, and it's like, no. And so when my husband has taken them in the past, he has let them each there's like these little mini shopping carts that our store has. I don't know if they're everywhere, but they're these smaller versions that are just right for the kids to push around themselves. And so my husband, when he takes them, he gives them each a cart and he lets them push, and he's like, yeah, makes it so easy. They each can just throw stuff in, and it's more fun and whatever. And so in the past, I've done that. I don't think I've ever done it with both kids. I think maybe I've had like one kid push a little one and the other one help me with the big cart. I can't remember. But yesterday we went and I gave them each their own little cart to push. And honestly, it kind of even started out rough. They were both arguing over who was going to put which fruit in their basket, which fruits we were going to get, and then it kind of mellowed out a little bit, but then it didn't take long before they were, first of all, a little man was like racing down every aisle, like pushing and going fast, and I have to keep telling him, stop, like watch out for other people, slow down. And then, of course, little miss is feeling left out. She wants to keep up, and they have to argue over who's going to be the line leader. They're banging into each other. They're pushing their carts down the middle of the aisles. I got to keep pulling them both aside and try to find the stuff that I'm trying to shop for. And at one point I got so frustrated and I told them both, like, get over to the side and stand right there. I got to go get what I need and I'm coming back. And they didn't listen. Little Miss kept pushing her cart and I got frustrated and she started crying. And I can't even focus on which can of diced tomatoes I gotta get. And I'm looking at my list and it's like you just want to run down to the wine aisle, open a bottle, and chug it right there in the middle of the store. And so we spent the rest of the shopping trip, me trying to pull their carts out of the middle, tell them where to go, tell them not to hit people, stopping their little mini fights over who was going to put what in their carts. And so we finally checked out and went home, and that was that. And I was like, I'm never doing that again. From now on, I'm just getting one big cart, and they're going to have to deal with it. So, you see, even when I try my husband's tricks, they don't work for me. And I feel like there's just something about dads that they just have it easier. It's like no matter what they do. If I try to, okay, another example, my husband, he knows how to just go into our daughter's bedroom at night, put her in her bed. I don't know what he says or does, or if he casts some magic spell on her or what. But she stays in there and she falls asleep. When I put her to bed, I have to stay in there until she falls asleep. I can talk to her, sing to her, just sit and stare at her and repeat over and over, like, you need to go to sleep or mommy's going to leave. And sometimes I'm in there for like a good 30 minutes or more. If I leave the room, she gets out and she cries and I have to keep putting her back. It's like, what is this magic potion that dads are drinking? Because I would like some. Okay? So that's just one example of dad privilege. And I'm sure you're going to hear many more from me in the future. But do any other moms have this experience? Like when your husbands take the kids somewhere, is he like, oh yeah, like they didn't fight, they listened to me, they did this, they did that, and you're like, what am I doing wrong?